In the quiet village of Altayuan Duthia, nestled between rolling hills and endless maize fields, Nyambura lived a simple life with her mother, Wanjiru. Their small mud-walled house sat at the edge of the village, close to the river where women gathered to wash clothes and exchange gossip. Nyambura was 17, a reserved girl who avoided unnecessary attention. She was among the few lucky ones who attended Mugumo Girls' Secondary School, a boarding school in the nearby town of Karandi. Unlike most of her classmates, whose parents were traders and government workers, Nyambura's mother was a mere basket weaver. Their survival depended on what little she could sell at the market. At school, Nyambura felt the weight of her poverty. Girls from wealthy families flaunted new shoes, expensive perfumes, and snacks from the supermarket. Carol, the daughter of a local businessman, led a small clique of girls who took pleasure in making fun of her. Nyambura, did you wash that uniform with river water? No wonder it smells like fish. Carol mocked one day, making the other girls burst into laughter. Nyambura said nothing. She was used to it. The only person who stood by her was Asha, a girl from a modest background who, like her, understood what it meant to be different. But despite her struggles, Nyambura secretly admired Kamau, a confident boy from Amagumo Boys High School. He was the best footballer in school, always surrounded by friends. She never expected him to notice her. One afternoon, when Nyambura returned home for the school holidays, she found her mother strangely quiet. On the table lay an envelope, thick, white, and official-looking. "This came for you," Wanjiru said, her voice unsteady. Nyambura opened it carefully. The letter was from a man she had never heard of. Mzee Baraka, the village elder of Ichimara. "You must come to Ichimara immediately. There are things you need to know about your family," the letter read. Confused, Nyambura turned to her mother. "Who is Mzee Baraka?" she asked. Wanjiru hesitated, then let out a long sigh. "I knew this day would come. Nyambura, I have kept a secret from you for many years. Your father was not just an ordinary man. He was the son of a wealthy chief in Ichimara. When he died, his family wanted nothing to do with us. I chose to raise you alone, far from their world. But now, they have decided to acknowledge you." Nyambura felt like the ground beneath her had disappeared. "So all my life, I've lived a lie?" she whispered. Wanjiru's eyes filled with pain. "I only wanted to protect you. I didn't want you to grow up feeling unwanted." Nyambura's heart pounded. She had never imagined belonging anywhere beyond their small village. The next morning, Nyambura boarded an old matatu bound for Ichimara. The town was nothing like Nduthia. Huge stone houses, busy markets, and well-dressed people walking with purpose. She felt out of place. At the chief's homestead, she was met by an elderly man with piercing eyes, Mzee Baraka. "Welcome, Nyambura," he said, studying her carefully. Inside, she found herself surrounded by relatives she had never met. Some smiled warmly, others whispered amongst themselves. "You are the only grandchild of the late Chief Ngotho," Mzee Baraka explained. "Now that you are grown, you must reclaim your place in this family." Nyambura barely heard the rest of his words. Her entire life, she had been nothing, a girl who washed her only uniform with river water, mocked by classmates who saw her as beneath them. And now, she was being told she belonged to a family of wealth and power? It felt unreal. Returning to school, Nyambura was no longer invisible. News of her wealthy background had spread, and suddenly, everyone wanted to be her friend. Carol, her biggest tormentor, now acted friendly. "Nyambura, we should sit together at lunch," she said, flashing a fake smile. Even Kamau, the boy she had secretly admired, began noticing her. "Hey, Nyambura," he said one afternoon, stopping her by the school gate. "There's a party this weekend. You should come." Nyambura's heart raced. She had dreamt of this moment for so long, Kamau speaking to her, inviting her somewhere. But Asha, her only true friend, pulled her aside. "Be careful," she warned. "They didn't care about you before. Why now?" Nyambura hesitated. Asha was right, but still. Curiosity won. She decided the party was at Carol's house, a huge compound with flashing lights, loud music, and expensive food. Kamau stayed close to her, offering drinks, introducing her to his friends. "You know," he said, leaning in, "I always knew you were special." Nyambura raised an E.
Nyambura raised an eyebrow. "Did you? Because you never looked at me before." Kamau laughed awkwardly. "Well, things are different now." At that moment, Nyambura saw the truth. He wasn't interested in her. He was interested in who she had become. She felt disgusted. She stood up. "I think I've had enough of this party." Kamau tried to stop her, but she walked away. As she left, she overheard Carol whispering to another girl, laughing. "She really thinks she belongs here now, doesn't she?" Nyambura's chest tightened. They still saw her as the same girl they had mocked. That night, she understood something important. Money didn't change how people saw her. It only changed how they pretended to treat her. Embracing her true identity. Over the next few weeks, Nyambura stopped trying to fit in. She focused on school, ignored the fake friendships, and embraced the strength that had always been within her. One day at a school assembly, she was asked to speak. Taking a deep breath, she addressed the students. "Respect is not about where you come from, how much money you have, or the family name you carry. It is about the person you choose to be." For the first time, Carol had nothing to say. Even Kamau avoided her gaze. Nyambura walked back to her seat, her heart steady. She wasn't just the poor girl from Induthia anymore. She wasn't just a forgotten heiress. She was Nyambura, strong, independent, and unstoppable.